which is not the case. You know, you got to be very open-minded about life. You almost have to look at it like a Rubik's Cube. Like, when you think you got one side, you're like, oh, fuck, now I fucked up the other side. You know what I mean? Like, so now I can't solve the other side. But you'll figure it out.
That's a good way to put it, dude. Life in a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. You know what? That's a good way to I think that's the best way to explain life, dude.
Yeah, so when you hit that hard point...
Dude, you're a fucking philosopher, dog.
Hey, thank you, dog.
You know?
Appreciate it. I'm the lover of Sophia. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Parallel Boyz podcast. What up, Turkey?
What up, man? What's going on,
Why are you talking like that still?
yeah. This is my broadcaster's voice. You know what I mean? You got to put a little, you got to sound a little nasal.
Little zazz into your persona.
Zest. What
little
the fuck were you saying before?
Little zazz.
Little zazz?
Little zazz.
I don't know, but this is how every sports announcer sounds like. And I don't know, man. So today, we had a plan for today, but it felt like everything else. We were supposed to talk about IQs and what's the importance of them? What was your main question?
Well, damn, why are we getting straight into it? How are you? How's everything?
Everything's going good. You already know that.
Are you looking forward to jury duty?
Not really. This is my first time. I'm not going to lie. I've been ignoring a couple of them. You know what I mean? But this time, I got threatened, so I got to go now. And
I think those threats are not even that serious sometimes.
They're not, but it really gets to the people that really care. You know what I mean? If you really care, it's going to get to you because you feel guilty, right?
I told you before, I remember dodging like two of them.
Because I remember I used to have a coworker, he's like, yeah, I never go to those. And like, really? Like, how do you? And he's like, I just like, how are they gonna know I never? How are they gonna know I received the letter through the mail?
Yeah,
like they're never gonna know if I received it through the mail.
Well, that's true. That's one.
Again, I'm not telling people to avoid it. I'm just saying I've done horrible things to the point where I'm like, I'm trying to avoid this for the rest of my life. But it got to me. The guilt really got to me, and I was like, you know what? This is part of being a citizen. You know what I mean? You have to go to fucking jury duty. So, yeah, tomorrow's my first day. See what happens. Hopefully they let me go right away in the first day. But I don't even know how we got to this. I was talking about IQs.
Well, I want to talk to you about how you feel about the whole thing's coming up.
I mean, I don't know how to feel. I haven't been there. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'll give you guys an update next week for sure. But yeah, I don't know what to expect, to be honest.
I mean, let's say you did get chosen for a trial, whatever. Like, would you be excited for it?
As long as I'm not on the fucking podium, like defending myself in the court, I 100% rather be in the jury. You know, you know what I mean.
I think everybody.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I rather have the option to go to fucking like jury duty and do all that debacle instead of just being in a jail cell awaiting trial. You know, like I'd rather be on this side than that side. You know, at least I get a break. I get to get some fresh air. And I got to come back in and do whatever the fuck you got to do in there. I don't know. I've never been there.
You're like the episode from The Office when Prison Mike, he goes like, oh, man, when the black dude was like in jail too. Like, oh, yeah, we got to play basketball and all these other things. And Michael's like, nah. And it's like, I kind of like jail. Jail sounds better than work.
I don't know. It just feels like a field trip right now. It feels like I'm going to go on a field trip tomorrow to the courthouse. And on the good side,
yeah.
You know, I'm not, you know, next thing you know, hey, dude, you got to get me out, bro. They got to get me out. They found out some shit about my record. You know what I mean?
They're holding me accountable for something.
Yeah. They're holding me in contempt.
There you go, like, against my own will. I came in for something else, and it kept me in for something.
I spoke too much truth right there to the judge, and he didn't like it, so he kept me.
Dude, I think that would be the best way to get out of fucking jury duty. Just talk shit. Shit.
No. Actually, let me tell you why it's wrong. Because the judge has the right to fucking arrest you on the spot. If he feels like you're manipulating with a
the system.
with a situation, like judges they smell bullshit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They're the biggest bullshit detectors.
I mean, their job is to bullshit.
Other than the corrupt ones, like the ones that are actually go do their job. I mean, like they sniff out bullshit. You know, they've seen everything. You know what I mean? Like
I've always asked myself that question because I mean, attorneys or lawyers are meant to be like to defend your client, right? And I wonder how much they really stand up to these people who they know they're fuck ups.
By the way, the law system, as altruistic as it could be, it's also pretty dark. You know what I mean? It's like like these people, man, it's a tough situation because when you pick up a client, it depends who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you want to take up a certain client, but if you're taking up a client that you know is in the wrong and you want him to legally get out of a situation.
Like let's say you were like hit up by Chapo to be his lawyer.
I mean, if you get hit up by a Chapo,
you kind of have
to because it's like
yeah.
It's when you get terminated, you really get terminated from that job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have to take it. You have to take the call.
Don't make me laugh, man. I'm doing this podcast. I'm doing this podcast injured. I
don't know what happened to Lalo. I think a ghost fucking socked him in his sleep because he says he can't wake up because like he lost his breath or some bullshit.
I feel like I can wake up.
I really feel like
go to sleep or lay down.
I really feel like los espíritus in this room are fucking beating his ass while he's sleeping, dude. Like I gotta come in here with some sage or something, dude. Like,
dude, for real, this fucking building needs some sage.
yeah.
But
going back to the law system, it's a very. Imagine just going in as a lawyer and you know your client's in the wrong, but you know there's legal ways to get that person out. Where your moralities have to be as a person to help that person.
Do you think as a lawyer, like, okay, obviously you have to know when you're coming into this, right? This kind of job, you have to know that you're going to be protecting bad people.
But see, that's the thing, because lawyers have a choice. They could say or no.
Yeah, they can say no, right?
You know what I mean? But if you're starting out and you want to make a name for yourself, you kind of have to choose a side.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
you can't get ones that you know you're not going to win.
It's a tough one, man.
I mean, cause that's why, and that's why they have public defendants in.
Because remember, the lawyer's job is to protect their client at all costs within the law, right? Mm-hmm. The law that's within the state, the city, the country, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. You know, it's like they are going to use whatever loopholes they can within that law system to get you ahead or to get you out of something. And that's why I'm like, ethics have a lot of play in that business, because it is a business, and even like when you sue somebody for, especially if there's a I don't know, they have a word for it. I mean, they have they have like a name for it. It's like if you go into court for something that there is something there for a trial to keep going, like a divorce, for example. Yeah. They could draw out the system as long as they want. Yeah. And in a way, this is how the opponent could bankrupt their opponent. You know what I mean? Like, or the person could bankrupt their opponent.
Pretty much fuck up their lives.
Pretty much take them to court until they're broke and they can't pay shit, and then they have to submit. Pretty much, this is what big companies do to employees, people they work with, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know why I'm keep saying et cetera, et cetera. It's like, I'm on the PBS channel now. Like, I don't know. But it is a fucking, it definitely takes, you have to almost be a solid person to be in that situation. And it's a lot of pressure because your morals have a lot to play in how you're going to carry out. Yeah, I mean, a
perfect example is like Liar, Liar. That movie at the end, he gets his wife. Oh, that one he was defending the wife. You know that because I guess like the whole moral of the story is that he's a bad dad, right? and at the end he helps out this mom to keep her child when the guy who the other person was a good dad. He took the kids off he took the kids off the dad because he was defending the mom.
Yeah.
And you see that towards the end of the movie, how like his morals were fucking bad, because he was like, "Damn, I'm a bad father, and I just took some kids away from a good father, and they're going with this bad mom who's like fucking a bitch, pretty much, you know?"
Yeah, and exactly. So once you take on that case, you have to fucking stick with that client.
Yeah.
In whatever you,
Unless
it's
your
almost
client
it's
fires
almost
you.
it's almost like working with deceptive truths. It's like it's a truth used in a manipulative way, right? It's like you're trying to like use this against that, you're trying to counter against whatever, or use this against try to get on top of that person. It's almost like a chess game, and this is why I'm saying, like, finding a lawyer, especially now, like also finding a lawyer that's not sketchy too, because there's a lot of sketchy ass lawyers out there.
A lot of them.
Yeah, it's a crazy business. I don't know. Again, I don't know it from the inside, but
Well, you will tomorrow.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Like, honestly, I think the best way to kind of like, I mean, maybe it's a little too wild to say this, but I think one of the best ways to have a real good way of having a court system is having the defendants, speak for themselves.
No. But see, this is the thing. If there's top-notch lawyers at present, it's almost impossible to say your truth, because let's just say the defendant is the accuser or whatever. I don't know how the plaintiff,
whatever,
I don't know.
Defendant, and
so let's just say the opposite side, the lawyer asks you a question, but they want a yes or no, and you're like, well, I have to explain it, and they're like, no, we want a yes or no.
They say yes or no,
and then it's either at that point it's in the judge's hands. So now he chooses. Wait, do I want to listen further, or do I want to, do I want to bypass this to a yes or no? So this is why when you get arrested, they say try not to say anything until you get a lawyer, because anything you say can and will be used against you.
And now with body cameras, like, you could do anything, even anything you do, anything you say, that's what you guys.
Everything is gonna count to that point in court.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, again, I'm not going against cops or anything. Like, I understand cops are necessary to keep peace. I also understand the other side where they could abuse their power, but I sometimes I feel like cops know that they have that upper hand to intimidate, and they kind of want you to step out of character a little bit so they can use that against you.
They use their power,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again,
I probably would be. I don't know what kind of cop I would be. I'd probably be like, oh, okay, I fucked up once. Go ahead, you can leave.
But if you would be a cop, I'm gonna have to stop this podcast right now. Then you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to quit this podcast and become a cop.
The police.
Yeah. No. Again, nothing against cops. I understand you need law and order, but also there is that side. You know what I mean? Like, it's like people get power trips, and then once you get a power trip going, you think you're on top of the law. Dude, like right here, for example, the fucking police station down the street. These motherfuckers parking red right in front of their station. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, all these people, I've seen so many fucking cops cross reds with their emergencies and turn them off right away as soon as they get over.
Yeah, motherfuckers, fuck them.
Again, it doesn't bother me because it's like, it's just them. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, but at the same time, I'm like, you could just see little instances like that.
It's kind of like that rule of thumb kind of thing where, like, oh, if he did it, why can't I do it kind of thing, You know what I mean? Like,
it's not even that for me. For me, it's like dangerous. Like, they just say you do a maneuver. That person does a maneuver, and what if someone gets hurt in that maneuver? It's a cop, so he's gonna be like, oh, it's because I had to do this for an emergency. He could just make some shit up, but it wasn't. It was just him trying to, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Again, it goes back to safety. The reason why they stop you for a traffic violation is for safety reasons.
And then the ones,
that's exactly what I mean, because they think they're above the law, which they they work coincidentally with law. So in a way, they represent the law, but they're not above it.
They're not above the law.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I've seen videos on YouTube where judges get pulled over and they straight out just get out of the car and start screaming at the cops like,
because they're
who
their
I
shit.
am.
Yeah.
I'm the fucking judge here, blah blah blah. And then like, I want to get your badge number. And all this. I'm like, these are fucking judges.
Yeah, these are people who fucking make decisions too.
These are judges, and they think that's already you thinking you're above the law. The point of having a law is that no one could be above it. You know?
Yeah.
That's why to be a judge, it's a huge responsibility, you know, because you're literally dictating the outcome of a person from that point on. It doesn't matter if it's a traffic violation to fucking murder.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta. This is why death penalty takes a long time.
Yeah,
because they want to see.
Yeah, they can.
That they're not gonna kill you for no reason.
Yeah,
they want to make sure.
Imagine dying just because they thought you were going crazy right away.
And all those instances where like people would get sentenced like 30, 40 years, and then later you're like, oh shit, it was this other guy instead.
Yeah,
because of DNA.
It happens too. It happens.
Like there was some guy in New York, I think they just let go. He got wrongfully accused for like 28 years, and then they gave him $6 million. But imagine,
but
like $6 million for fucking 30 years.
I'd rather have my 30 years back than
you know what I mean. Like it's like
I might push and struggle through whatever to get a job because of your past might catch up onto you, and even if they're not at fault, like sometimes it's hard to get jobs. Because they see you as this person.
Now you're tainted.
Yeah.
And that stays on your record. And I think there was a law here in California they wanted to pass that after certain years, if the crime wasn't too severe, like it could be erased from your record. So it could be easier for you to find a job.
It's like all those people like right now, all those people who got caught with weed. And
exactly.
All those people who are in jail for fucking holding weed. And now that it's legal, like, dude, like, give them a fucking break now, dude. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. There's been people that have been part of like murders. Like, I'm not saying they're the main murderer.
Yeah, but they
get less time than most people that have got caught with weed, like just with a fucking ounce of weed or some shit.
Yeah,
and they're still in there, like, what the fuck? Like, I just got in here for weed.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But you go in there, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know.
By the way,
I don't know how.
Split it up.
Hey. Oh. What? You want to spark it up?
No.
Rastafari. Man, I think we should have like made this show, today's episode, a non-laughable show because
I don't give a fuck.
My fucking ribs are killing me.
This show's we're gonna laugh as much as we fucking want. Fuck your ribs.
My fucking rib is killing me.
Hey, by the way, I do got a feeling these ghosts are beating you up at night though. They're beating the shit out of you. They're like, fuck this fool.
Dude, I cannot sleep on my side. It fucking hurts. I can't sleep on my back. I just start breathing. I have to breathe harder because just to get one small breath hurts. So it just starts hurting. But anywho, just back to the talk about, how about people like that, how it sucks. It really sucks. Like, so I don't know, the whole fucking law system and everything. Like you said, there is a place.
It's weird. It's weird because
not like
I see law the same way I see what's it called? Fucking damn, I had it on top of my mind right now. What was it? What was I thinking? Keep talking. It'll probably come back to mind. I literally had it on top of my mind. It just fucking vanished.
Well, we were talking about people who were in jail for weed.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah.
So I see law similar to taxes. I'm like, there's supposedly these rules that you have to live by. Again, I'm not fucking trying to go start anarchy.
Don't fucking pay your taxes.
Don't be a lawful citizen or anything. I'm just saying, like, you're living by these laws, but they're weirdly put together in a sense where you could almost slither right through them if you know the right people that know those loopholes. You know what I mean? It's like with law, let's just say a fucking an actor or a rich person fucking kills somebody by running them over, and they're still at home.
Yeah,
or they get like
house arrest.
The most famous 1-2 months in prison, but they're in a special room, isolated away from regular population, and then later they're just doing road work, or they're just cleaning the road later under supervision, and then they're just doing house arrest. Like, it's weird compared to like if I'm poor And then I go in there and I did the same thing, and I'm fucking doing 20 to 30. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, but be honest, like, if you're homeless, would you rather be in jail or would
fuck
you?
no. I would rather be homeless than anything, actually.
I would thrive being homeless. I'll be a thriving homeless.
Dude. No. But like, I understand. There's two different types of homeless.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? There's the homeless where you've gone into complete despair and depression and
Soon
you
to
just
be me.
you
Soon to be me.
and you know you have some mental disabilities and like shit comes up, you know, like all that shit that accumulates. And then there's the homeless where you're like, okay, I'm homeless, but I can figure this out again.
Yeah.
You know, I'll figure this out. I'll get out of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was more the one I was talking about,
No.
not the complete despair one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, because you were comparing it to life in prison, dude. I would never want to go to prison, dude.
I would never. I don't think I could survive in prison, to be honest.
You know what?
I might be able to do like one night in prison, but that's it.
Yeah. You know, the only thing that comes with prison is that, yeah, once you settle to the politics inside, I think that's where your true character is gonna come out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're not gonna be punked around or anything, but I'm just saying, like, you're gonna really know who you truly are in that sense. You know, like, I feel like that would really draw out that real person.
You're saying they'll humble you
to the fullest. You know, I just feel like there's people,
like a good humble or a bad humble. Humble because
it could go either way, bro. It's like a bad trip, a good trip.
Yeah.
This is why there's
it's like a bad vacation.
This is why there's a lot of reoccurring offenders, you know, because they think they go in there to be. I think their vision of it is like, I'm gonna go in there and harden myself and become this tough. It's almost like initiation, you know. It's a form of initiation, and I don't want to say for the fool, but it's more like an initiation that they think it's part of the culture that they need, that they'll get the respect that they need. Instead of seeing it as a wake up call, that's how I would see it more. If I were to get locked up, I'll see it as a wake up call, and I'll really try to pivot my life as best as I can.
I guess because you're really more intrusive with your thoughts.
But again, everything in there is a wild card, bro. Like, one day I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm reading, I'm just studying, you know, I'm fucking. You don't know, maybe you're writing love letters for like the inmates in there. That's how you make your money in there, and you're hustling. But and then someone wants to fucking fuck with you, so your fucking animal has to come out, dude. You have to fucking summon that beast within you, and then you're gonna have to strap. You're gonna have to strap a couple of shanks to your fucking hands, and just tell them, let's dance. You know what I mean?
Hey, by the way, because you said Beast, can we give a shout out to Beast? Beast just had like his 4th year anniversary with his wife.
Oh yeah, hey, shout out to Beast, man.
Yeah,
Your fourth year anniversary,
man.
You
mentioned Beast, so shout out to you, Nelson.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
Yeah. So you were saying, So yeah, it does have to. All those kind of things do have to. Like, I guess, like a part of you that you never really tapped into might come out. You know, it has to come out.
And
it could be like, you know, it could be like hopefully you don't have to.
And you know what? It's not just prison
version of you.
It's not just prison either. We were talking about homelessness. If you would ever hit that point, just know that. That's only a point in your life as long as you let it. You know what I mean? This is why a lot of people get stuck in this cycle where they feel like this is their life. This is all they know how to do, and this is all they know. They feel like this is almost like their only option in life. You know what I mean? Which is not the case. You know, you got to be very open-minded about life. You almost have to look at it like a Rubik's cube. Like, when you think you got one side, you're like, oh fuck, now I fucked up the other side. You know what I mean? Like, so now I can't solve the other side. But you'll figure it out.
That's a good way to put it, dude. Life in a Rubik's cube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. You know what? That's a good way to fucking. I think that's the best way to explain life, dude.
Yeah. So when you hit that hard point,
dude, you're a fucking philosopher, dog.
Hey, thank you, dog.
You know,
appreciate it.
You know.
I'm the lover of Sophia. That's what it is. That's what it is. But yeah, when you ever hit a point like that, just realize the same way you got down, you can get back up. You know, it's gonna be hard as fuck, but you know, you really gotta try, man.
Yeah,
you really gotta fucking try. Damn, this got real fucking dark.
I mean, as long as I'm not laughing, I'm fine. But
Yeah.
you got me laughing again. Oh fuck!
I don't even know how we fucking got here, dude.
Well,
We were talking. I wanted to talk about IQs. And
Well,
you're
actually, I was my next topic to you because so I was I forgot what I was watching, and someone started talking about an IQ of someone famous, and that's kind of how I just kind of tapped into, like, I wonder what how high is famous people, celebrities IQ is, you know. And
let me tell you the only problem I have with IQs, and I'll tell you why. Actually, there's two, but the main one is like getting evaluated and getting your score. The reason is because when you're going to take your IQ test, you're gonna go take it willingly.
yeah.
Meaning you know it's coming to you. You're preparing for it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I kind of, if I go take one, I don't think I'm ready.
No.
for
So check this out. So this is where I'm getting to. When you prepare for something, you're conscious of it.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do when you want to pass something?
You study.
Exactly. So now you almost wanna surpass that test. So we don't really know what's your true IQ if you think about it, because now you're manipulating your outcome by trying harder.
Yeah, but
Because you want to get the best score. So it's a little, that's if you like a real, like, and that's, it's kind of creepy, but like I think the best way to do an IQ test by you not knowing it, but at the same time, who is evaluating you, and then is that person in the right mind to evaluate you and give you a fair score. So the whole system, I feel like it's a little,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, I've never really, I don't think I've ever taken an IQ test, but
And this is what I mean. Like, tests for me, like, it just never worked for me. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I was like, look, because I'm trying to pass this. It doesn't mean I'm learning it to learn it. I'm learning it to pass it.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
I mean, like, for example, like if you told me to go take that DMV test I did with my trucking thing, I think I forgot most of it already.
Exactly.
So I was studying to pass it, so I passed it. Now let's move on with our lives.
But let's just say somebody says, well, it's a bunch of random questions based on above average skills, right? But still, I'm trying my fucking best to and then at the same time, you don't know if somebody just fucking guessed their way through, and then got almost everything correct.
That's true.
So I don't trust these fucking tests.
Do you remember taking the KC exam, the California exit exam?
Yeah, I was one of the last ones that did that.
Oh man!
Literally the next year, they were like, it's not needed anymore.
Yeah, I don't.
And I was like, oh, you.
Yeah, it's fucking assholes. They make you go through all that shit. Because I will tell you this, I only passed the English one. The math one took me forever, and even then I was like, well, fuck it, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, that's why.
And then luckily we didn't have to take the math one, so I was able to get my diploma.
Yeah.
So I got very lucky. You had to go take it, and then
no, the very first time I took it, I passed the English one right on the spot. The only one I kept fucking dragging is the math one. I'm just horrible at math.
Yeah.
Every time I look at math, if it just looks like
numbers.
It looks like another language. You know, I know the basics. I know how to fucking count. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know, I know how to read my bank account. That's the only thing that matters to me. But like,
exactly. As long as those you keep adding those zeros towards the end, I'm fine.
Yeah, like that's the
only. But in that case,
that's the only math I know is reading my bank account, my statement. But yeah, that's why going back to tests. That's why I don't like. Yeah, I get the IQ test, but like I at the same time, it's like it doesn't like, I don't know. It doesn't really work for me.
Yeah, I mean, because I was looking at I think the highest IQ is like 200. And then I was looking at a list of celebrities who have their IQ. I'm not sure how accurate these scores are, but they were pretty interesting because I think Elon Musk had like 176, which I don't know exactly how good that is, but I know the highest is 200. So 170 something, 176 is like
who has the highest IQ ever?
I don't know. Let me see who has the highest.
And then we're gonna go to the lowest.
Okay, so let's see. So let's look at this. Oh, this is 2022. I don't know. Let's find out because there's a couple websites here that could help me out with some questionings. But yeah, I was looking. I forgot who the fuck I was like looking at online, and all these people started popping up like celebrities, and I was like, oh, I wonder who has the highest IQ. And I did look it up. Celebrities IQ. Let me see. All right. Let's see. Famous people's IQ. All right. So here we go. So I mean, they don't go by who's the highest. But Abraham Lincoln had 148. Adam Sandler had a really low one.
Can you just type in highest IQ ever recorded?
Okay.
Yeah, because I think that's my main question. I don't care
IQ.
about those celebrities.
Let me see. Recorded. Marilyn Vos Savant is an IQ of 228. Christopher Hirata, 225. Kim Un-young. Actually, I don't even think it's not Kim Jong-un, but it's Kim Un-young. It's 210th. And Edith Stern, 200. Those are the highest
ever recorded. All right, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any of those three people.
Exactly. The fucking government killed them.
Probably.
But going back to those tests, man. Dude, I would rather go, like, if we're gonna go by a test, I would rather fucking read your fucking horoscope or your birth chart at that point. Like, I unless you really know how to read that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's why for me that like it, like you would need to be evaluated without you knowing. So it could be unbiased.
Yeah, you kind of just like.
But
let's
now,
say you go apply for your next job, or we're giving an IQ.
But now you have the problem. Now you have the issue of, is the person evaluating in the right mind to evaluate you? So is that person even
like, is that person
considering
trying to sabotage you?
Is that person but like at the same time, is that person is he taking in every factor needed to evaluate you completely, whatever that may be? You know what I mean?
Because there is those people who are, I don't know what's the right word to say. I guess special, and they're smart in a certain way. Like they see like numbers, like that one guy. Like there's like that one guy who's like autistic or whatever, but they're fucking smart still.
Yeah, a lot, yeah. The thing about autism, I think, is that you almost the thing about, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's almost like a part of their brain almost is, they see things differently, like you were explaining, but they almost like they almost want to. The way that I think they see it is they deconstruct things and then they construct them back,
like in their head, huh?
You know what I mean? They almost want to problem solve something,
like Alan from like Hangover. When
but the thing about
the math,
the thing about people with autism is they're super focused.
Yeah,
like they don't like it's extremely fucking needed, but it's very dangerous though, because now they're not aware of the world around them. This is why I think a lot of the dangers come from those kids, because they're so focused on that one thing. This is why a lot of people with autism, I feel like, I'm not sure if this is clinically out there or anything, but I think it has a lot to do with like TDiness, like having everything in order. Like I feel like there is a connection there. You know what I mean?
Because do you have like OCD or anything like that? I mean, I think for the most part you're pretty tidy. You're not like obsessive with it. Like you're okay.
And that's the other thing. That's a key word. Those kids are obsessive. They become obsessive, and some kids don't know how to cope with how they're not understanding something. So this is why sometimes when they're so focused into a problem they want to solve, and they don't get it as a kid, it kind of frustrates them. Talking about IQs, I remember in elementary, they put me they sent me to like the nurse office. Like it wasn't even the nurse office, but it was like near the nurse office. And I remember they were making me look at pictures because they wanted to see if I was going to be like in ESL class and shit like that. Did you show you like a
no, there's something but dude, I remember them showing me a picture of a fan, like your regular house fan, the one you. And I said, "Oh, it's a fan," and I don't know if they were trying to sabotage me or just trying to really fucking make me feel stupid or whatever. But I remember the lady like, no, that's not what it's called. That's not what it's called. And
it's because look, I'm gonna be completely honest.
Like I don't know, they had a different name for it. Then I'm like, then I think at one point I might have said AC. It's like 5th grade, probably 4th grade, and they would ask you simple, basic questions like, "Oh, what is this called? Oh, a ball," and and I'm telling you, and it literally sometimes it still haunts me to this day, where like that question, I'm like, "That's a fan. I know it's a fan."
this is why I'm gonna be completely honest, bro. Like I feel like this is why going like into the talk of education is so important, because the thing about school is like it's everything is taught to you like, no, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I've always thought about school. I'm like, no, this is it. But then I thought about other variables, and I tell them that, and they were like, exactly like that. They almost want to like,
yeah,
this is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about general school and like how they teach you.
Like that's
It's
not
like-
chess, that's checkers.
Yeah, like it's very linear.
Yeah.
They never teach you how to learn variably.
Yeah.
Take different. It's very
Routes.
rare. It's gonna be very, very rare to find a teacher. And some teachers have stuck in out where they go above and beyond and praise that. They want you to think like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like they tell you like you gotta like look at it differently. And
Well, because I was thinking about, it's funny because we went to the library yesterday, right? So we went
library.
to library,
You said library.
library. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
OCD kicking in.
Yeah. Well, library.
Yeah.
We went to the library, but shout out to Betty because
Shout out to Betty.
she kind of like motivated us to go check out the Los Angeles library. Library. I'm saying it right. I think I'm saying it right. And it was a pretty cool little hang. But yeah, I was thinking like teachers are okay. Teachers have to go buy a book to teach you things.
But see, this is the thing,
And
man.
that's what I was thinking while I was at the library that like I'm not learning from my teacher. I'm learning from whatever the fucking school wants to teach you or the government or whatever.
Yeah, there's already a set curriculum.
There's already there's already like an agenda
But again,
of what they have to teach you. Because I remember also in high school we skipped a whole fucking chapter because we were behind, that we had to catch up to the next thing, and we skipped the whole chapter of whatever classes was. I forgot what it was, and we went on to something else, and that's when shit like that would always fuck me up in school.
and I mean, on top of that, the whole like template of what school is, it's just a template.
Yeah.
Like they don't
exactly.
they don't tell you how to learn outside the box. And it's very rare for a teacher to be like, hey, it encourages that in you. But again, different variables. Now, when it comes down to just teachers, you don't know in what state of mind that teacher is.
Yeah.
If that person doesn't give a fuck about their job or does. And from there, it also comes out, from there also comes out what you get from the teacher.
Let's be honest.
And what you get from the teacher, you're going to get your information.
I mean, because let's be honest. I know there's a lot of good teachers out there. and I'm pretty sure there is.
There is.
But there's also, when there's good, there's always bad.
Yeah.
And I had those teachers where like you'll sit down and you look at the board, hey, open your page to whatever, do work on that assignment. And then they didn't even talk to you till like the last 20, 30 minutes.
What it is it's that's what I'm telling you. You either get a teacher or a fucking babysitter.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're gonna get one or the other.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
what it is.
Did you ever have a Mr. in high school?
No, I don't remember him.
No, you don't remember? Well, he was like that, He was like the type of dude who would just kind of like open your book and you work on this.
Yeah, and then look, unfortunately, there's also really cool teachers that were too open and they were like just letting students do whatever the fuck they want, and that wasn't good too. You need structure. But at the same time, you don't need it to be like this fucking weird, like
a fucking
parent-child dynamic either. Like where you're like the parent is always right.
I don't think it also comes like that when you have like fucking horrible students, like
and also
who are not like
And also the patience on the fucking teacher side, it's insane. Like sometimes I don't know how the classes look now, but back in the day, it was like at least 30 in a class, man, 30 and up.
Yeah, we drove through our high school yesterday, and how much has fucking changed?
It's changed a lot. Yeah,
I mean,
it looks different.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks a little the same, but
it's the same. But there's still like little details here and there.
little differences.
Little details here and there.
But yeah, like it's just like the system. It's just the school system itself. It's just so fucking. It's so what's it called? Fractionalized. It's so it's almost like luck. Like, am I gonna get a good teacher?
Yeah.
A cool teacher? Am I gonna get a disciplinatory teacher? Like it's just, and then again, that depends. Like the way the teacher presents herself to the class. That's how much the student is also gonna open to the teacher.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like. So if a fucking teacher, if a teacher comes in like straight out and he's fucking pissed and he's like, open your fucking books and go to this, you already know. Oh, I shouldn't really ask questions. It's almost like being like, oh shit, if I really have a question, it has to be like very thought out and blah blah blah. And that's wrong, because at a school you want to be open for questions, because that's a learning experience.
Yeah, it's a social skill pretty much if you think about it.
It's a social skill. Yeah, you need to learn social cues. Social manners, social.
I remember my social studies. My social skills teacher. Was that social skills? That was a class, right?
I never took social skills.
I did.
Yeah?
I took it like in 9th grade. I remember I took it, and the first thing they taught us was I think they started with like writing a letter, and dude, I know they teach you that like in elementary too or middle school, how to write a letter and where you put like where do you put the
the format?
Yeah, the format, And I remember I kept on asking him a question because I have never really sent a letter other than that one time we kind of drew one up, but I remember asking him and he was not responsive. Like he didn't really want to help out. He wanted to just chill back and in the back of the class with his on his desk,
And look, not all the pressure on. I don't want to give all the pressure to the teachers as well. Like being a teacher is a thankless job too. Like sometimes you go in there, you give your best, and sometimes the students won't give you the fucking attention you need, or they're gonna be rebellious. They're kids, so it's a thankless job too. Like I don't want to the problem goes both ways, but the thing is like you have to set up an environment where kids could open up and be open with ideas and explore ideas, or else you're not going to get anywhere.
Even if they fuck up, to be honest.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's the best time to teach a student is when they fuck up. The best time. And that's the other thing. That's the other thing that teachers, I feel like they do wrong is like, instead of fucking teaching you on the spot of your mistake, they try to almost try to pin you in front of they almost try to humiliate you in front of everybody, and then you close yourself off, and then you don't want to ask no more questions.
Did you ever get called up by a teacher like that? You would get
of course, yeah.
Can you remember one? I remember like one that's like really in my mind right now. That
not that sticks out of my mind, but I know it's happened.
Yeah, I remember in algebra in middle school. They like I said, I admit I'm fucking bad with math, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are too, and maybe, sometimes people got it faster. I didn't. So I had trouble with division, I think. And it was like in maybe 6th, 7th grade. No, it was like 7th grade, because I think I did like beginner's algebra or something like that. And I remember they put me in front of the fucking class, and they're like, to do the fucking problem solving. And I was even more nervous then.
You could put on a spot.
Yeah, I got put on the spot.
And now you think you're stupid.
And now made me not give a fuck about fucking math.
This is why... charisma and jokes sometimes helps teaching too, because you're opening the class. You don't want to do too much because
but I was like the fucking laughing stock of the
no. But I'm just saying as a skill for a teacher, like this is why it's important to kind of use laughter and jokes and kind of have a light environment when you're teaching, because like you wanna get the kids comfortable enough to participate, right? Every time I participate in something, it's because there was a cool person that was explaining it. You know, but if it's super strict and uptight, I'm like, I don't know when to ask shit. You know what I mean? Like, or should I? You know,
should I ask? Or you're gonna make fun of me, or I'm gonna look more stupid.
So there's a balance to being a teacher. You really have to find it. And again, it's a hard job, and again, it's a thankless job that sometimes you don't get the thanks you need and deserve. And you know what I mean? Like, shout out to the teachers.
Yeah, shout out to the good teachers.
Shout out to the good teachers.
Shout out to the good teachers.
You know what? Shout out to all the teachers. But I mean, like, again, because I don't fucking own your life. You know, if you want to be the worst teacher ever, then go be it. You know, but just know that that all those kids that passed through you, they probably didn't learn that one thing because of you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I wonder if they have like good moments too, like maybe they're bad with one student because maybe they were threatened by that student.
And shout out to those teachers that go way above, like the ones that
do buy things, their own shit.
The ones that do things, that they're not even supposed to because the school doesn't want to back them up on it. They go out of their way and buy shit.
Shout out to those. I love those teachers.
I used to be almost like I felt like hesitant sometimes when that would happen from teachers because I would feel so overwhelmed by it that I didn't want to fuck up. Yeah. Because now I'm like, this person's going above to get this thing for us, and now I don't want to fuck up. You know what I mean? So,
I remember in third grade we were learning the multiplication tables, and at the end they tested everybody on the multiplication table. Everybody got their little thing. And whoever, as you finish your multiplication tables, you get like McDonald's at the end. And this teacher bought McDonald's for the whole fucking class.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
those type of shit, you know.
Speaking of that, bro.
I was like, I'm learning today. What's up?
Speaking of that, there was a teacher in elementary school that we went on this field trip to the science center because it was just down the street. But back then, like, I mean, I guess they had like a bunch of fucking field trips. But I remember I went and I didn't have cash, and they all went to go eat at McDonald's, and she bought me a fucking combo.
See.
And I ate with her, and we actually talked.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah, and it was like in 5th grade or something, and that stuck with me forever, dude. Like, she was a cool fucking teacher. But yeah, like, there's teachers that, again, like, they're everything almost, you know what I mean, to a kid, and kids notice, you know. And going back to learning, like, just know that every kid learns differently. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna learn differently. You know what I mean? Like, there's kids that pick up just by looking at what you're doing, or just saying what you're doing. You know, the visual cues, again, social skills. Just learn. This is why it's general school. It's almost like it hasn't improved. You know what I mean? And this is why I feel like private schools do better. Yeah, because they're privately funded, but like they give more individual attention to the students, and they give more attention. And I'm not here fucking downing private school either. Like, if you have the funds for that, dude, I would do it. You know what I mean? Like, but it's a dedicated pursuit from the side of the teacher to be a teacher, a good teacher. You know what I mean?
What was it you that was having this conversation with about being homeschooled?
No, I don't remember that.
Like, I was, because I forget what it was, but I was having this conversation about how I said, you go out to, like, the schools go with the agenda, right? So if you want to be homeschooled, they give the whoever the school is or whatever, they give your parent or they send a teacher, so you get homeschooled, and they give you like the agenda, and you have to like pass those courses in order for you to graduate and shit like that. I wonder if homeschool will be the future because of all the shootings.
That's the other thing, dude. Shootings too. Just safety. That's crazy, man. I don't know. Homeschool, usually it's a parent that stays at home, and they're like, I could do this. And they have to take a course.
Yeah.
Once they get a course, they have to follow a curriculum from the state's mandate.
Or you can hire a homeschool teacher. But
but it's usually a parent. It's one of the parents that again you have to go through. I think you have to do a course, and then once you do that, you have to follow the school's mandate of the state, and then they send you what the kid needs to know. Yeah. And blah, blah. The only downside.
You don't get social skills too.
Social skills, and that's extremely important.
Did you ever
just
see that?
Learning how to communicate with other kids and just people in general.
Did you ever see that movie Jack?
No.
It's with what's that one dude that not Robert De Niro. The dude that killed himself. Who played the genie for Aladdin.
Will Smith?
Not Will. No, that's
Sinbad?
No, the old one. No, isn't that Shaq?
I don't know what you're talking about. Dude.
Oh my god, my rib, man! Come on, you never saw Jack? The one that played Aladdin in the original cartoon movie.
He didn't kill himself.
Yeah,
the black guy?
No, not the black guy.
Genie.
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
Robert Williams. There we go.
You should have said Aladdin because there's so many genies in these movies. So I'm like,
well, the only genie that everybody cares about. You say Will Smith. Oh my god, my fucking rib, dude. I can't fucking laugh, dude. Oh, fuck you. Oh yeah, well that dude is a movie where like he's like a kid who grows like fast. He's like he pretty much is growing so fast that by the time he's in high school, he's like a fucking 80-year-old kid.
That movie's kind of weird though. Remember that one? I think it was a teacher or an older woman was trying to fuck him. In the movie?
I think that's what it is, right?
I forgot. Was it a teacher or was it an older woman?
I think it was like a mom.
It was a mom.
It was a mom of the kid.
When he went over to their house,
yeah.
and then she wanted to fuck him.
Yeah,
but she knew he was a kid. That's the disturbing part of that. And speaking of that, I just watched the Jennifer Lawrence movie.
Fuck,
what's the name of that movie?
No Hard Feelings.
No Hard Feelings. And I was explaining to Lalo, dude, there's no way that movie could be done the opposite way around. Like the whole point of that movie, fuck it, spoilers in here.
Yeah, I mean, by now you should have watched it if you're not.
So pretty much, they're helicopter parents, of like rich helicopter parents that go to like summer town, right? It's like a summer town in like New Jersey. They're people from New York that go to summer towns and like people that go to like to the Hamptons and shit. Like during like
they live like in the like super rich outskirts.
Yeah, they go out there for like a season, and they have this kid, which is pretty much like introvert. He's just at home. He does nothing. He doesn't talk to people. He doesn't talk to girls or anything. And then the guy is like, hey, we want to get him out of his shell, because he's about to go to college, and we don't want him to go like that to college because he's going to be closed off to the experience and blah, blah, blah. And they put out a flyer, I guess, to like get girls to kind of like pursue him on a date.
For and a car.
That's where Jennifer Lawrence character comes in, and she's like what, like early 30s in the movie?
Yeah, the movie she's playing like early 30s,
like early mid 30s, and pretty much they hire her to fuck their son. You know what I mean?
Well, technically yes, but that's not how they kind of quote it. They're like,
well, yeah. I mean, he said like remember he kind of explained. He's like, yeah, before I went to college, I fucked this older lady that opened me up sexually, and then by the time I was in college, I had the best time of my life. But that's pretty much what they wanted to do for his son. But I was like, dude, there's no fucking way that concept is going to work backwards. Like, let's just say a fucking rich family has a daughter, and then they fucking look for an older fucking man. Like, hey.
I know, yeah. Well, apparently, so I was reading, I saw an interview that she actually saw a post like that. Someone actually did this on Craigslist. Yeah. So she's saying that's where she got the idea.
Oh, really?
That's where they got the idea, because they actually saw a post on Craigslist that was just that same scenario. I don't know if it was the other way around or the way that the movie was, but anybody in a sick fucking mind, if you fucking did it at all, it's not that great. But it was a good movie, right? It was a good watch.
The only thing I did like about the movie is it's bringing that type of genre back.
I hope that so,
genre, man. That genre was dying. Like I don't remember the last movie I saw that was kind of like that. Where
I mentioned that before on the other podcast, where like it really brought me back like to like like the Superbads, the role models.
It even reminded me a little bit of American Pie, like type of comedy.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It was like, oh shit, like because there was jokes in there where they wanted to be offensive and they wanted it to stand out a little bit,
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I mean, I said it last time.
Like those Lampoon movies. Remember the
yeah,
Lampoon
the
movies?
Lampoon movies.
Like
yeah.
they should come back though, man. The Lampoon movies. I don't know who the fuck is in those studios making all those decisions. Bring back some fucking comedy, dude.
Bring
like, real
the
comedy.
the raunchy
And I'm not
comedy.
and I'm not talking about the stale comedy where like
the Kevin Hart shit, you know?
Yeah, it's too stale.
Yeah, it's just
like not even the actors like believe it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's not like it's not really a goofy comedy with those guys. It's not. It just feels like shit that doesn't. I mean, even the other shit doesn't happen in real life, but you can relate to it a little bit because they say stupid jokes. You know, you can't really get quotes off like these movies. You know, like in Superbad, you get all the funny quotes off of them. You know, and you can really relate to them a little bit.
yeah.
I don't know. That's what I would always think, but those were good movies. That movie was a go watch.
Yeah, please bring back those fucking $60 million comedies or $30 million comedies. I think that's their budget, and then bring those back, please, because those are fucking funny. I'm surprised this one even got made and sent out.
I think because it wasn't the other way around. If it was the other way around,
no. I'm talking about just comedy in general, like a comedy movie.
No,
like,
because you're saying how that movie got made. I was like, I don't think that movie would have been made if it was the other way around. And
no, I just mean comedy in general. Like I just like. It finally put a fucking comedy movie out. We have too many superhero movies, too many. What else? What else movies?
I mean, just I watched Ninja Turtles, and that movie was pretty good too.
That's another thing. You need more movies for kids, other than the superhero movies. I don't count those in it for kids anymore.
Well, they have Super Pups if you want to go see it.
No, but like actual like animated movies. Like even the last one. I remember I saw a trailer for something about Kraken, like this girl Kraken. She's like a monster or something.
Oh, it was on it's on Disney, right? She's like
no, it's from DreamWorks. I remember I saw that fucking trailer and I was like, like, just the concept was just fuck. I don't know, man. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like who? Like it was so woke too. The fucking trailer was so woke.
But I mean, you were pretty right. I think the Ninja Turtle movie was pretty woke. But other than that, also like
I haven't seen it yet. I heard
it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. I really did. And
the movie I need to see again though, it's Oppenheimer. I really want to see it again. The reason is because the first time I saw it, it really like I swear to God, like this is how I know I like a movie right off the bat without talking about it too much. Like it made me reflect. Like it really, the ending. There's sort of like a question, you know. Like they show you a couple of things. I don't want to kill it. That's the only movie I'm not gonna kill on this fucking podcast.
All of a sudden.
But there's this scene at the very end that they show that it really made me think. You know, I was like, man, that really takes.
Can you really share that scene?
That really shares. That really shows some like. It really gave me a time to reflect about something, and I was like, wow, like there is a little truth to that. You know what? I might do an in-depth podcast on that movie.
There you go, your solo one.
My solo one. Hey, yeah.
Yeah, it could be 30 minutes.
Damn, dog.
I mean, I don't know.
It could be 2 hours if it wants
Fuck it, though. Don't make it 3 hour long.
It's gonna be a three. It's gonna be a deep.
It's gonna be the exact same length of the movie.
Deep analysis of the movie. But I do want to watch it again because it's been like 3 weeks since I watched it, and it's fucking insane just what that guy went through. There are some things where I was like, they're exaggerated a little bit, but you know what I mean. It's a movie.
All those kind of movies are always like that. They're always like that.
Yeah. So
there's shit that you don't know that might have happened like that.
Yeah. There's no way. But they were just trying to romanticize the character a little bit. But other than that, actually, you know what? Yeah. So you know what?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna review it and also talk about him a little bit in depth as a person separately from the movie, so you get a little bit more grasp with it. But it was an interesting movie for me. Like I do really want to. I know for a fact it's a movie I'm gonna watch multiple times. You know, within time.
Would you consider that movie like one of your favorite movies right now?
Right now, yeah, but not in time. There's way more better movies out there.
Yeah,
but it's a movie of an important person in our history.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Important in both sides. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a very controversial importance. to the world, and how that changed the course of that point on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's why it's very important to. I feel like it's just worth really diving into and kind of like really exploring. You know, because it's a crazy topic.
Before I went to go see the movie, you asked me you asked me a question, like, well, you didn't ask me a question. You told me the importance of like the before and after, and you're like how the things really change for the world. And when the moment you said that, and the moment I watched the movie, I felt it. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Again, it's who would have fucking known, right? Like to invent this thing that just fucking obliterates people. You know, like it's insane.
And no, but now the technology we have now.
No, apparently there's a bomb that has the radius of 100 times that.
Yeah, and they're not even
The
just
first one.
They're missiles now, bro.
And the funniest part
They're
about the whole movie,
missiles.
they're not missiles. They're bombs. So they have to drop them.
They're still bombs.
Yeah, they can't. They're not gonna put them in a missile.
Oh shit!
You're talking about the nuke missiles?
Yeah.
You know, you're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the risk back then was that people dropping these bombs were still gonna get fucking. But they're fucking terrorists.
But there is one funny part in the movie, like towards the end. I am gonna mention it because you need some context. That the military. Okay, I'm just saying the military shuts. I mean, it's fucking history, so everybody's gonna read into it. Yeah. But the military shuts down the project and they take the bombs. But it's the funniest part is like they take them like there's no extra like there's no extra caution if the boxes fall off while they're fucking driving. Like these are like
it down.
These are like old school trucks. Like they could just like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, dude, you guys are carrying two of the fucking most dangerous bombs in the world at that point.
You could have fucking killed yourselves and shit.
And the security to like the safety and security for like them to take those bombs away was just the funniest thing. Like just watching it was funny.
Hey, where was that located? The Lamos? Was it the Lamos or
it's in New Mexico?
I New Mexico. It's still there, right? But they built a city around it, right? Or like a little town of it.
Yeah,
I don't know. They donated it. Because they took it away from the Indians, right? And they gave it back to them.
Well, I think that's what he wanted, but remember the president called him a crybaby at the end.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think they did. I don't know. I have to. Hey, in the episode up ahead, so stay tuned.
Shout out! I actually don't want to give a shout. Shout out to Manny Elefantes for getting me onto Reservation Dogs, bro. Reservation Dogs is like.
Shout out to Manny Elefant.
It was a good watch. I'm already all caught up to the third season, so and now I just gotta wait till it ends. Now apparently it's only 3 seasons, so once it ends, I'll probably give my 2 cents on it. It's really fucking good, dude.
Cool.
It's really fucking wild. I enjoyed it. It's funny and it has like a lot of like life, life in the Indian reservations. So it's pretty wild. It's pretty cool to see those shows.
Yeah. There you go. So you want to wrap this up one?
Yeah. What is okay, shout outs to Manny, Brian.
Shout out to Oso Mayor.
Happy belated birthday to Cindy, our only number one listener in Fresno.
Happy birthday, Cindy.
So happy birthday to you.
When's your birthday?
I was like last week.
That's all late.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know. We had recorded the episode before I even knew. So,
okay.
So shout out to her because she's always giving us a thumbs up on Instagram.
I don't know. I don't think she really listens though.
You know?
Nah.
Well, we'll find out.
I don't think she really.
We'll find out if she listens to this shout out. And
I don't know, man. I'm calling her right now. I don't think she listens.
Shout out to my boy Arnold. Happy birthday to your little daughter who just turned 1. It was cool seeing you. I haven't seen that dude in a while. Who else can I shout out? I'm thinking. Shout out to my homie Turkey, for keeping this podcast alive while I'm on the road.
On the road again. Wait, you leave next week?
I leave next week, yeah.
For real this time, though?
I'll be gone for a weekend.
Finally, dude. Only for a week?
I'll be gone just for the weekend.
Oh, just for the weekend?
Yeah.
You're going out of state?
I'll be back Monday. No, Sunday.
Going out of state?
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, shout outs and
Shout out to Pistol Sweetheart.
LAFC got eliminated. Pretty bummed out about that, but I'll give it to Monterrey. Monterrey really fucking. I wasn't sad about this one, dude. Like, I just wasn't sad about it. You had the game. Monterrey just fucking had more heart, and that's it.
Fucking Manny's team is going up there though.
Yeah. Sergio Ramos might be going to America. Who else is fucking? There's a couple. Dodgers win fucking. I think it's 8 games in a row.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
They beat the Diamondbacks.
They won today too.
Yeah, they won 4 games against the Rockies. We're first place in our conference, so it's pretty good, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what they call it in baseball. I think it's conference. What else is Chivas play again? They start back Liga on the 18th. So next week Saturday is the first game back. They're still leaders, so something to watch out for. Hopefully, and yeah, what else for sports? Anything else for sports for you?
Not at the moment.
There was a big boxing fight yesterday, but I didn't know the fighter, so I don't know what to talk about.
I don't watch it.
Jey Uso. Jey Uso left WWE according to him on SmackDown. We'll see what the story unfolds with the novela. It's really fucking good.
Fuck.
The bloodline, it looks like it's coming apart. And shout out to Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio won the United States championship of Austin Theory. Fuck that fool. And yeah, that's all I can think about right now for sports. Anything else?
No, back to you, Lolo.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us at the Parallel Boys. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram or follow us on Spotify and YouTube. Give us a shout out on YouTube. Write comments, whatever. DM us. I don't care. At least
even if you want to talk shit in the comments.
Yeah, just talk shit in the comments.
I want to see it.
Yeah, just talk shit in the comments. I've been I need to get rid of this pain before.
I'm telling you, you're getting jumped by ghosts at night.
You know what? You know what Manny told me? Like, the turkey finally kick you, because he was talking about the kick to the neck. But yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for all. Thank you all to those listeners, and we'll see you guys next week.